Namaste everyone, hope you're doing well. Welcome to your practice. This is Hatha Flow, your intermediate class. Always remembering to play with your practice. There's no fight. If you ever feel like you've gone too far, come back a step as you need to. To begin this practice, similar to the previous few practices, we'll be focused on Kapalabhati. It's that intentional exhale out through the nose. Remembering to form the breath, just focus completely on the exhale. The inhale will happen passively. There's a contraction of the abdomen, so around the belly, on each exhale, focusing from here. Keep the rest of the body steady. Mindful you're not scrunching up through the eyes or the head and the chest isn't moving. Face is relaxed. Force that exhale originating from the belly. No pressure or force. A gentle reminder that if you have any back issues as you come to this practice, through the neck or lower back in particular, going very steady, or perhaps just be there, witness the breath. Always within your limits. Sit comfortably. Choose a mudra or hand gesture if you find like it's helpful. Spine is lifted, eyes closed and the mouth closed. I will just take a moment to settle and to really arrive. As you come to your practice, you're working with the intention of creating space. And within that space, you'll take a moment to check in. Just note how the physical body feels. If you have any areas of particular holding or tension, just remain there for a moment longer. Making a similar inquiry into the condition of your mind. How has your week been so far? How is that influencing the mind? And with this attuned awareness, we'll bring our focus upon the breath. And know that you can remain witnessing the breath or return to witnessing the breath at any moment. But if all is well, mentally prepare for a few rounds of Kapalabhati. That intentional exhale out through the nose, the passive inhale, focus entirely on the exhale, drawing in the abdomen each time. Once you're ready, begin. Stop and just witness. Allow your awareness to rest at the eyebrow center. As the breath begins to restart, mentally prepare for your second round. Once you're ready, begin. Stop. Notice response. Breath begins to return. Mentally prepare for your third and final round. Once ready, begin. Stop. Witness around the eyebrow center. Perhaps experiencing the natural pause of the breath. Just be with that. And breath begins to return. Namaskara Mudra, if it's comfortable for you, palms are lightly pressed. You take a moment to set your sankalpa or intention for your practice. Release your hands. Chin to chest, and a few gentle blinks, opening of the eyes. Namaste. Now softly release the hands. And roll your hand to your back. Smoothly coming onto your back. Extending the legs straight out. Hands down by the sides of the body. And just take a moment to check in through the alignment of the chin. As your chin jutting up towards the ceiling, can you slightly draw back? A mild double chin. Notice where your ribs are. Can ribs slightly be drawn down so there's a connection between the middle back and the ear, and then there's space between the lower back and the ear. The hands can be down by the sides of the body, palms face down. Feet together. Moving lightly and steadily with the breath. Your next exhale, bend the right knee. Draw the right thigh towards the chest. Grab the leg. Very comfortable, bring your nose towards your knee. As you inhale, ground the head first, then extend the right leg straight. Exhale the left, bend the knee, grab the leg, nose to the knee. Inhale, release. Exhale, the right. Inhale, release. Exhale, coordinate as best you can, no rush. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. As you draw the thumb towards the chest and you raise your head, bring your knee more towards your shoulder, but keep the head on center level. Inhale, exhale, head remains center as you raise, with knee goes towards the shoulder. Inhale, exhale, knee to shoulder. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Next exhale, come through the center, the original variation. Then be there for a moment. If you feel any strain in the back of the neck, please keep the head grounded. Notice that you're not leading with the chin. You're maintaining a mild double chin. Slowly bring the nose in there. Breathe. Inhale, ground the head and the shoulders, extend the right leg straight. Exhale, left. Bring it straight, original variation, nose to the knee. Being there if it feels good. You can take rest at any moment, mindfully applying, you're taking base of pelvic draws, as a result lower belly is active. Feel and breathe. Inhale, ground the head and the shoulders, and release the left leg. Hands over the sides of the body, bend the knees and take the feet to be as wide as your shoulders. Heels into fingertips. Noting where the chin is, noting where the ribs are, mild arch through the lower back. Push the feet into the mat as you inhale. Feel that the hips, the lower back raises first. Then continue to the middle back. Ribs lift. Upper back is part of your practice, but no pressure on the neck. Exhale, roll down. Upper, middle, lower. How firm can your feet be? Inhale, smoothly raise it. Exhale. Inhale, raise the hip. Exhale, release. Inhale, lower, middle, upper. Exhale. Inhale, lower, middle, upper. Be there. Just a few steady breaths. If you're choosing to maintain, notice no pressure on your neck. You remain your gaze straight to the ceiling. No pressure on the hip, lower back. No pressure on the knee. Feel the firmness in your feet. All four directions. Beautiful. Exhale, upper, middle, lower, back. Edge your feet together once you're grounded. No rush to do so. Then extend your legs straight. Hands down the sides of the body. Check in. Sternum a little back. So middle back is grounding. Chin slightly drawn back. Your next exhale, bend at both knees. Slide your feet along the ground. Draw your thighs in towards your chest. Grabbing the legs and head towards the knee if it feels good. As you inhale, ground your head and shoulders first. Ground the feet and slide them out. So please note you can be with this variation. If all is well, however, elevate the feet a little distance up off the mat. As you exhale, draw the thighs in towards the chest. Grab the legs, head towards the knees. As you inhale, ground the head and shoulders first. You can slide the feet out, or if comfortable, with no strain in your lower back, keep the feet a little distance up off the mat as you straighten the legs. Chin, mild double chin. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, release. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, draw it. Hug the knees into the chest. This feels good, maintain it here. And a light rolling side to side. No force in the neck. You feel like there's any strain, ground the head. This is good here. If we're grabbing right in front of the shins, just release the clasp below the legs to straighten a little, then grab behind the thighs. All is well going for a few rounds of rocking. The intention is to rock from your middle back to your lower back. So we're trying to avoid rocking all the way up into the neck region. You can use your lower limbs from the knees to the toes as a little momentum creator. Inhale as you rock back. Exhale as you rock up. No pressure or force. Keeping the thighs as best you can, a fixed distance away from the chest. If it feels good here, we can go 360. So as best you can, in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction, slowly begin to rock. And keep breathing. Inhale back. And exhale up. Beautiful. Next time you come through the center, as you exhale, come to sitting. Balance on the bum for a moment. Cross the legs over. Sweep them under. Take the hands front and raise tall on the hands and the knees. And come more towards the back of your mat as best you can, with the fingers well spread. You're setting up your Vajraswasana alignment. Forearms distance in between the knees, and a forearms distance from your knees to your hands, and you're raising tall on your hands and your knees with your fingers well spread. If this presents a challenge for you on the wrist, this particular distance, hands front as you need to. Don't fight for depth. All is well here. For a brief moment, allow the belly to drop, allow the chest to drop, and allow your head to drop. Now if this is good, with your head dropping, just gazing down towards the ribs, and you notice when you relax through the belly and you relax through the chest, that the ribs drop down. All is well here, without disturbing much. Draw the ribs up. The ribs are drawing up slightly. Note that you're not rounding completely through the whole of the spine. Your lower back isn't rounding. Allow the lower back to remain as it is. Just draw the ribs up slightly. When the ribs draw up slightly, the whole of the rib cage becomes engaged, becomes steady and stabilized, and the whole of the core can work greater and with ease together. By keeping your ribs up and maintain your gaze down towards the pelvis, as you move with the breath, as you inhale, tilt the pelvis front without dropping your ribs. As you exhale, top the pelvis under. It's a small movement. As you inhale, tilt the pelvis front. As you exhale, top the pelvis under. Inhale, tilting the pelvis without disturbing the ribs. Exhale, tucking it under. Inhale, slight tilt. Exhale, slight tuck. Then allow your pelvis to return to that relatively neutral position where you aim for that mild arch through the lower back. Keeping the sternum lightly held back, we'll go for a few gentle rounds of our beloved crawling. Keeping the sternum engaged and keeping the ribs slightly drawn up helps to create stability as you move from between the hands and the feet. Helps you to go and move it more engaged movement. The gaze is slightly front. Raise your right knee in the left hand, but keep the top of the right foot grounded. Then step them simultaneously front. Then the right hand and the left knee, left hand and the right knee. Note where your ribs are. Right hand and the left knee, left hand and the right knee, reversing, right leg and the left hand, left leg and the right hand, right leg and the left hand, left leg and the right hand, coming front, right hand and the left leg, left hand and the right leg, right hand and the left leg. How slow and steady can you move? Left hand and the right leg, reversing, right leg and the left hand, left leg and the right hand, right leg and the left hand. And then readjusting on your mat, being towards the center or the back of your mat on all fours, that forearms distance. Spreading the fingers, the sternum is a little held back, no pressure or force. Paying attention to the alignment of the elbows. Often in many cases our elbows can point out towards the outer edges. As best you can, and to externally rotate through the shoulder. This can be experienced as your bicep turning out, your elbow pits facing front and the elbows pointing back. We'll endeavour to maintain this alignment, additionally on top of the ribs being slightly drawn up. Keeping the arms straighter, gaze slightly front. As you exhale, allow your chest to drop down in between your shoulders. You're not actively squeezing your shoulder blades together, but they come together as a result of dropping down. Check in that the arms are straight, elbows are pointing back. As you inhale, push out. As you exhale, smoothly drop the chest down. As you inhale, push out, no force. Exhale, chest drops down, arms remain straight, never fighting for depth. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Beautiful. Now you can continue with the single or the double rather arm variation, but if you're mindfully applying, if you have no particular tension on your wrists, you can raise your left hand up and just float it up off the mat. You can do this by bending the left elbow. But if all is well, you can take that hand behind your back. Note where your ribs are. The ribs are slightly drawn. The shoulders remain on line, and the intention is the single arm movement in the rhomboid push-up. As you exhale, allow your chest to drop down towards the floor. You feel that the right shoulder is working towards the left, but your left shoulder isn't dropping down. The ribs are helping to keep the left side steady. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, retracting the shoulder. Inhale, push the ground away. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Super. Return the left to the ground now. This is all good here. Externally rotate through the shoulders as best you can so your elbow pits are pointing front. You can float the right hand up off the ground and maybe it's the fingertips are grounding. If it feels steady, you can take the hand behind the back. What happens to the right shoulder? Does it drop down? Keep the ribs slightly drawn in. Mindfully apply. Think smaller movement. As you exhale, allow the chest. Imagining the chest is dropping down between both shoulders, but just experiencing it on the left now. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Beautiful. Bring back the right, returning to both arms as best you can. If you need to take rest, please do so. Never fighting for your practice. You're externally rotating through the shoulders, elbow pits are pointing front. Your sternum's a little drawn back. As you exhale, without bending at the elbows, drop your chest down between the shoulders. Note any difference. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Exhale, dropping down. Inhale, pushing out. Super. This feels good here. Come to your forearms. So ground your elbows where your hand just was. And the palms to face up. Palms to face up as best you can. And I encourage you to bring your thumbs to the ground. And recognize your ribs. Notice that my middle to upper back is rounding. Drawing in the ribs. Almost a straight line now between the spine and some mild arch through the lower back perhaps. Now the intention here is to keep the thumbs grounded as best you can. Encouraging your knees to come back just a little. And when you walk your knees back a little further, ribs are still drawn. Can then you lean back, you're trying to straighten the arms a little, but keep the hip over the knee or before it. You're leaning back just before the point that your hands want to raise, your thumbs want to raise and they want to turn in. So where does that point for you? And be there and breathe for a moment. Recognize if you're dropping your ribs. If you drop your ribs, a lot of pressure comes in the shoulders. Sternum, ribs held a little back enough. Beautiful. Walk your knees back towards you, shift your shoulders a little front, flip the palms back over, and then raise tall on the hands and the knees. You're thinking that forearm distance between the knees, the forearm distance between the knees and the hands, fingers well spread. Remember your 2 points of alignment from a brief moment ago. Where are your ribs? Little back. Arms externally rotated as best you can. If it feels good from here, the intention is to move like a clock face between the hands and the feet, raising one hand at a time, then raising one leg at a time. The intention, however, as you raise the hand, is to not bend at the elbow, is to not retract or shoulder up, but rather we keep the arms straight, the ribs are held back, and as you raise the hand up off the ground, you're lifting the side of the rib. So the arm remains straight, the shoulder remains extended as it is, but you're lifting the side of the chest almost. It's almost like a mild twist. Beginning with your left side as best you can. Sternum drawn a little back. As best you can, without bending at the left elbow, without retracting your shoulder. Lift the left side of the upper body up a little twist, as if you're lifting through the rib cage. Be there for a moment. But can you stay centered? Are you swaying to your right? Beautiful. Ground the left. Bring your awareness to your right. As you inhale, raise your right. Think you're almost lifting the side of the chest up, but not turning the head. The head remains centered. Beautiful. Grounding the right. Your awareness comes into your legs now. The intention is raising one leg at a time. One side of the hip will hike up higher than the other. Thinking of hiking the hip up on the right side, raise the right leg up, and notice you're not leaning to your left. And you keep your sternum, your ribs slightly drawn back, shoulder down the back. Exhale, grounding the right leg. Bringing your awareness into your left leg now, you're thinking the left hip is going to hike up a little higher than the right side. As you inhale, raise the left. Beautiful, grounding the left. Take your knees to be as wide as your mat. The big toes together, sitting back in the heels, extending your arms front and the forehead to the mat. Adho Mukha Virasana, the downward facing warrior. Be here for a moment. Lightly push away the mat, extend the breath. Beautiful, lift the head. The gaze is front. Endeavouring to keep the distance between your hands and your feet. We'll raise up to Adho Mukha Svanasana, so raise the hips, feet shoulder distance, take the toes under, raise the knee, push the hip up and back. Likewise, as you were on all fours a minute ago, where are your ribs? Are you pushing back with your ribs? This creates a lot of strain and challenge on your shoulders and your neck. Keep the sternum a little drawn back. Engage more to the base of the pelvic. Spread the fingers. Feel and breathe. Can you engage and connect the entire palm with the mat? Paying particular attention to the base of the index finger. Beautiful. Bend your knees a little. Gaze front. Now you can walk front, but if you're just playing around, you can hop front. Hopping front, which will be into a setup that is best for a malasana for you. So some of us will take our feet wider and turn our toes out a little further, but there's no pressure on the knee if you're here. If it feels good, you can grab the big toes, And then release down to Malasana. Spine is lifted, chin is a little back. If this is challenging, you can have arms straight. You can have your palms clasping. If required, if it's challenging, bring your heels to the ground. Bring your feet about hip distance, allow the heels to raise. And you can work there. No strain. A long and steady breath. Beautiful. Now the intention from here is to move from Malasana, where we are, into Uttanasana, forward fold, and a steady flow. Mindfully apply. If your heels are raising, as you raise up, lightly ground the heels and fold front. You may need to take your feet a little wider. As you inhale, raise the hip up. Fold deeply front, have a little bend in the knee. As you exhale, back down into Malasana. Keep the base of the pelvic lightly active. Inhale, smoothly raise the hip. Exhale, Malasana. Inhale, raise the hip. Exhale, Malasana. Inhale, raise the hip. Adjusting your feet into parallel. As you exhale, fold deeply with straighter legs. Fold even deeper. Be here and breathe, but no force or fight to maintain. Beautiful. Next inhale, raise the torso parallel to the mat as best you can. As you exhale, bring the hands to the hips. Maintain the torso as best you can. Recognize where the ribs are. Just like Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog, sternum is a little back. Breathe really well, gaze front, but keep the chin in a mild double chin. Bend the knees if you need to, but can you lean back to where your knees are over the ankle? Super. Very comfortable, extend your arms front. You can extend at an angle, slightly pointed downward, almost 45 degree. All is well. You're in line with your ears, but recognize if your ribs thrust as a result. Feels good, clasp opposite elbow. Push through the feet. Keep the knee over the ankle. As you inhale, smooth your knees up. Raising tall, shoulders on the back, sternum back. As you exhale, hinge to your right from the waist. Inhale, smoothly up, sternum back, shoulder blade down the back. Exhale, fold to your left, hips a little to your right. Inhale, smoothly back. Extend the arms straight, sternum back, neck is free. Next exhale, release your arms out to the side if you have the space. Shoulder height with the palms down. Shoulders free. Feet together, toes and heels to touch. Tadasana for a brief moment. How lengthy can your spine be? How tall can you stand? Bring your hands onto your hips, focus on a point in front. If you bend the right knee, lift the heel, feel the weight switch to your left side. And be here, little practice, raise the right foot a little. Feel the weight switch even more. Feels good, bring the left hand outside edge of the right thigh. Now you can be here and you can get a little twisted through the spine to your right. Very comfortable, extend the right arm behind. No fight for depth. Feel the even weight shared on the entire left foot. Beautiful. Bring the right hand back if you've extended it behind. Left hand to the hip as you bring your shoulders back to center. As you exhale, release the right foot to meet the left. Share the weight evenly for a brief moment. Then bend the left knee, lift the heel. Feel the weight switch to your right leg. Raise the left leg a little. Feels good. Raise the thigh high. Left, the right hand now outside edge of the left thigh. Spine is lifted, but the sternum's back. You can get twisted from here. This is beautiful work. Feels good, extend the left arm behind. Very comfortable, the gaze is following. But you're not suddenly bringing your gaze around. Little by little, build your practice. Both shoulders are free and relaxed. Sternum is back. Beautiful. Bring your gaze back. Followed by the left hand if it's behind. Right hand to the hip. Exhale, release the left foot to meet the right. Feet shoulder distance. You're closer towards the front edge of your mat. About 2 steps in the front, hands on the hips. Knees soft. Push the hip back a little. Sternum back. As you exhale, fold from the hip. Feel and work. Choose an appropriate depth. Feels good. Working beyond parallel or work towards it. Release the hands. Grab the ankle or the shin. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, fold deeply. Work from the hip. Each exhale, work a little deeper. Quite often it's easy just passive in the fold. Actively work. Breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, lift and lengthen, gaze front. Readjusting your feet from the Hasana. Just like a previous moment ago, toes out a little. Or feet wider. Heels can raise if necessary. Extending your arms straight now. The arms can push on the inner edges of the thighs. With the calf muscle, mindful of any sensitivity on the inner knee. Chin a little back. Beautiful. You can stretch your arms front, raise your arms up a little, raise the hip up a little. Then shift the weight a little front so your knees behind your toes. Allow the heels to raise. But don't force. Arrive there in whichever way is necessary for you. You can have hand support on either side. Spine is lifted. Rib a little back. Just feel steady, your hands can come to your knees. As you exhale, your right knee comes diagonally across the body to land in front of the left. Make sure you're focusing on a point. Inhale back. Exhale the left in front of the right. Inhale back. Exhale. Note your body's reaction. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale smoothly back. Feels good here. Round the palms, raise the hip. Adho Mukha Svanasana, your downward dog. Feel and breathe here for a moment. Where's your ribs? Can you keep your rib a little back? Chin, mild double chin. Next exhale, knees as wide as your mat, big toe together, feet are on top, Adho Mukha Virasana. The resting warrior, forehead grounded, the base of the pelvic still active. Breathe. You're welcome to stay here, remain as you are, but fall as well. We'll maintain the alignment we're in between the hands and the feet, but we'll go for a little flow between this position and the variation of the Vajraswasa, the tiger breathing. The intention is to stay as low as you can. If you have any challenge with the shoulder and neck, please come high. As you inhale, you come as low as you can as you come front. Elbows have a tendency to poke out to the side. But just like to start your practice, can you point the elbows towards the back of the mat? Low as you can. Once the shoulders come over the wrists, straighten the arms, you exhale. Round the spine, push away the mat, draw the belly, forehead to mat. Inhale low as you can as you come front. Can you keep your palms firmly grounded as you come front? Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, moving front. Exhale, pushing back. Inhale, low as you can. Exhale. Inhale, slowing it down as you confront. As you begin to confront, straighten the lower leg, so toes in line with the knee. Then come all the way front onto the belly, the chest and the chin. Feet together. Hands either side of the chest. Base of the pelvic bone muscle lightly engaged. Inhale, roll the shoulder. Raise the head and raise the chest. Very comfortable, elevate the hands above the mat. Just play. No strain on your neck, no strain on your lower back. Just as you need to. Ground the palms, exhale, ground the chin. Taking the feet to be a little wider. You can come back in whichever way is necessary for you, just playing around. We'll move into where we were. Bhujangasana, inhale, raise head, raise the chest and roll the shoulders. Feels good here, keep the elbows squeezing towards each other. Push the hands lightly into the mat. Shoulders roll, no strain on the neck, just play. Exhale, bend the knee. Top toes, push the hip up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, the downward dog. Really well. The intention from here is to hop or walk front into seated, then rolling onto your back, into Halasana, the legs up and over. If Halasana is uncomfortable or unfamiliar, please look up and we can note the variations. If you're familiar, you can jump in. So you can hop front or walk front. You can roll lightly on your back and have your legs extended up if that's necessary, if there's any challenge in the neck or lower back. If you're familiar, you're just playing around. You ground the palms, the forearms, the elbows, then the shoulders. Push the hands and shoulders into the mat and smoothly up and over. Knees can be bent if necessary. And you can have hand support as required. Don't fight. Really well. If you're in the full variation of Halasana, where we are now with the legs up and over, there's no strain in your neck. Keep the neck nice and steady, trying to resist the temptation to roll the neck side to side. Bend the knees if you need to. If there's a lot of tension in the back of the body, if it's too strong or intense to be in the full variation, work towards the straighter legs. Feel and breathe. Where do you feel it? Beautiful stretch. Back of the neck, back of the head, drawn through the back of the body, but no pressure. Beautiful. If you're any other variation, if your hands are supporting the back of the body, extend them towards the front of your mat, palms down, base of pelvic drawn. As you exhale, roll down, keep the head grounded, upper, middle, lower, head still grounded. Bring your knees to be over your hips, then take the feet to be in line with the knees, so the feet are hip distance apart also, knees over hip. Chin in the mild double chin, recognize your middle back's connected with the mat, and the mild arch to the lower back. Be here for a moment, really well. Feels good, you can also include your arms. To lessen the intensity, you can bend your knees at any moment. If you're mindfully applying in your practice, you're here. But don't fight for depth. Beautiful. Exhale, draw the knees in towards the chest, grab the leg, head towards the knee, round the spine, nice tight back, tight as you can. Inhale, release the head. Release the legs. Release and rest. End of your practice. Adjusting the body to the position that's comfortable for you. As you come into a brief few moments of Shavasana at the end of your practice. Make all of the adjustments that are necessary to be completely effortless, both in the physical body and the mind. Eyes closed and the mouth closed. And as you come to the end of your practice, you can grant yourself full permission to release all the weight of your body. No more holding. Release any worry of your mind and any stories, any narratives or conversations. that occupy the mind. Release them all into the earth. All accepted, all supported. And safe in the knowledge that your body is held and secure. You allow your awareness to come to your toes, and you witness, you experience and note any response to your practice at your toes. Sensation, vibration, pulsing. Ankles, calf muscles, knees, thighs, around the pelvis, lower back, shoulder blades, belly. Feel and welcome the release in the belly. Ribs, chest, fingers, elbows, shoulders, neck, chin, tongue, nose, eyes, ears, forehead, crown of the head, whole body, whole body. Feel the rest and the stillness in the whole body. From this whole body awareness, allow your awareness to drop down and reside in the space of the heart for a moment. Be with the heart in this open, in this welcome space. And from the heart, allow the body to remain within the position of deep rest, but extend your awareness to the edges of your body. Then slowly allow it to diffuse into the room around you. And within this expansion and diffusion of your awareness, allow it to become more engaged. And as engagement begins to influence your breath, being a little fuller and a little more conscious as it stirs the body through fingers and toes, head and neck. Feet back together, right arm up and over, and the left hand to the belly. Bend the left knee, right leg straight. Roll onto your right side. Once you feel steady, just gently push up. Any seated variation. Coming to the end of your practice, take a moment to note any difference to the beginning of your practice, physical body or mind. And the hands together, gently rub the palms, generate some heat. Place the hands over the eyes, gently cup. And extend a massage with the eyes, the nose, the cheekbone, and the temple. Taking the hands a small distance away from the eyes. Gently blink the eyes open, gaze to the palms. And Namaste. Thank you all so much. I hope you had a good practice. I hope the rest of your day goes well. Look forward to connecting with you in your next practice. Thank you.